yes. Get into this look. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Jenny. And for today's video, as you could probably already tell by the title, today I'm going to be creating more of a glam look, something that we could wear for a girl's night out, for date night. You're going to a very fancy wedding, something that requires a little bit more glam, but we are actually going to be doing it using only drugstore inexpensive makeup and brushes. So I'm super excited for today's video. I hope you guys are too. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Oh, but before that, I just want to remind you guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, please don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up. Those two things really help my channel to grow, and I just really appreciate it. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump straight into the tutorial. Alrighty, so first things first, we gotta get this hair out of the way. I usually always put my hair in a pineapple when I do my makeup. What about you guys? How do you guys put your hair when you do your makeup? Like, do you leave it down? Do you bring it up? And then I put this little thing on, but that's just because it's so cute. So the first thing we're gonna be doing is we're going to be priming the skin, and for today I'm gonna be using the MILANI Instant Touch-Up Blur Stick. Go ahead and apply this in the areas where I tend to get very oily. By the way, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but I'm very oily. Very nice fandango. Okay, and the foundation that I have chosen for today is the Maybelline Super Stay 24-Hour Foundation. I talked about this recently on my Instagram, and I'm really happy with it. The coverage and the finish is so beautiful. And then the sponge that I'm using for today is the Real Technique sponge. And by the way, I know that I don't show it on camera, but my sponge is damp. I cleaned it and wet it before I started filming. For today's concealer, I'm going to be using the Maybelline New Instant Age Rewind Concealer. And the color that I'm using is 20R. I used this concealer for the first time a couple of days ago as well, and I really loved it. The applicator is so convenient, so easy to use. The coverage was amazing. I did not notice like any creasing whatsoever. It didn't look cakey, so this is definitely a product that is going to become a must-have in my kit. So now with my damp beauty blender, I'm going to go ahead and blend everything out. When using the Real Technique sponge or any sponge, I like to use like the sharpest, pointiest side for the bottom part of my eyes, like when I'm blending out the concealer, just because I find that it's so easy to get close to my eye and like really get in all these little corners. And usually what I'll do is like, I'll grab the tip and like squeeze it, and then that makes it really easy for me to blend everything out. Since today we are doing a little bit more of a glam look, whenever I do that, especially when it's like a nighttime event, I like to cream contour. So to do that, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick. So we're going to go ahead and put this on the outer perimeters of the face, like anywhere that you would normally put the bronzing powder. This is where we're going to put this. We're going to put this right above the hollows of the cheeks. So if you do like the duck face, you want it to go slightly above that. And now using a flat concealer brush, and you're going to pick up a little bit. I contour my nose with cream. What I like to do is I'll bring the cream like all the way up to my brow, and then I'll bring it down my nose. And now we're just going to go ahead and grab the same beauty blender. We're just going to blend everything out. I know that it looks like really intense. If this is like too intense for you, what I would do is I would get the contour stick. I would get it in like a lighter shade, and that makes it easier to blend and makes it easier to work with. So now I'm gonna go back in with another of the Erase Dark Circles concealer, because now we're actually gonna go ahead and brighten up the face. The other concealer, it was more for neutralizing under the eyes and concealing. I'm gonna use this to sort of brighten up the face a little bit. This one is in the color Ivory. Now using the other side of the beauty blender or the sponge, I'm gonna go ahead and blend everything out. The reason why I'm using the other side is because this side already has some of that really dark foundation. So going over it with that side would definitely darken up the areas that I want to actually brighten up. To set my under eyes, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. This one is in Fair. It is a little lighter than I would prefer. It just didn't have any other colors when I went to pick this up, so we'll just make do. To set it, I'm actually going to be using the powder puff that actually comes with it. And now what I like to do is like I really press the powder into my skin. To set the rest of my face, you guys already know I love the Rimmel Stay Matte Pressed Powder. Now picking up a little bit of that, I'm going to press that on the rest of my face that I haven't set yet. Okay, so now we're going to take a little break from the skin and we're going to move on to eyebrows. The Maybelline Brow Pencil Micro Crayon. It comes with a spoolie, which I love, and also it's like super thin. I love that because that allows me to give the eyebrows sort of like that hair-like stroke, makes it look much more natural. Now it's time to move on to the eyes. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a bronzing powder to start warming up the eyes. For that, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Powder in the number 360. All I'm doing is picking up a little bit of that powder and I'm putting that on my crease. And now on the inner part of my crease, I'm actually going to take it all the way up to my eyebrow. I'm going to continue this, so like this part right here, we've added a bronzing powder. I'm actually going to take that into my nose contour. It just looks very seamless, very pretty. To finish that off, I'm going to grab my beauty sponge and I'm just going to blend it out. So for eyeshadow, I'm actually going to be using a couple of different little palettes. The first one is from the company Crayon and it's very inexpensive. I especially like this one just because it's like a bunch of neutral colors, so there's nothing in here that I wouldn't use. For today's look, I'm going to go in with this really pretty like orangey color, and using a fluffy brush, I'm going to go ahead and put this on my crease. For my next color, I'm going to be using the Maybelline The City Mini Palette, and these little mini palettes are everything. The pigment in these are just amazing. I love all the different colors that they have. It has a little bit of fallout, but I quite honestly don't really care. I just feel like if you shake off your brush before you apply it to your eyes, it doesn't really matter. Plus, we have powder under our eyes, so that's not something that's like a deal breaker for me. I'm going to be using this really pretty like chocolatey brown color, and I'm going to put that on the outer corner, start like deepening up my crease. So right now all I'm doing is I'm stamping the product on the outer corner of my lid to get more pigment. Then I start to work the product into my crease, like just doing like really small back and forth windshield wiper motions. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the same thing. So now I'm gonna go back into that really pretty orangey color, and I'm going to use that to blend out my edges a little bit more and bring back a little bit more of like that really pretty orangey color. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a cut crease. To do that, I'm going to be using the same concealer that I used earlier with a flat concealer brush. For my cut crease color, I'm going to be using this beautiful gold right here. I mean, this speaks to me on so many different levels. I'm actually going to wet that because I want that to really pop. So I'm going to be using the MILANI Make It Last setting spray. I'm just going to spritz my brush once. Oh my gosh. Can you guys see that? This is like out of control. I mean, I look expensive. I want to darken up my crease a little bit more. I'm still using the same palette, now using a brush that's a little bit more precise. I'm going to be dipping into that black. I'm going to place this right here on the outer lid and crease. I'm going to go over the top part of the crease just to sort of give it a little bit more like depth and definition. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to my bottom lash line. First is going to that really pretty orange. And starting on the outside, I'm just going to run this along my lash line all the way to the inner corner. Now I'm going to move on to that really pretty chocolate color. I'm going to pick up a little bit. And again, we're going to run that on the entire bottom lash line. I'm going to dip into that black. And I'm going to run this really, really close to my actual like lash line. For right now, I'm not going to smoke it out right away. I'm just going to concentrate it right on top of my eyelashes. Now I'm going to go back into like that more fluffy brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the black. And then now, starting from the outer corner in, I'm going to sort of smoke out the color a little bit more. So I'm going to intensify that a little bit more. So I'm going to get my setting spray from MILANI and I'm going to spritz my angled brush. And I'm going to go into the black again. Now going back with that brush, then I'm going to smoke it out. I'm actually not picking up any more product for right now. I'm just using whatever was left over on the brush. Blend that out. All right. I like it a cookie. I'm using that angled brush again. I'm going to dip very lightly into the black. And then this time I'm going to run that on my top lash line. The idea isn't to create an eyeliner. The idea is just to make the lash line look fuller. So then when we put the falsies on, it just makes it look like there's a lot more eyelashes than there actually is. The eyelashes I'm going to be using today are the Ardell Wispies. These are actually one of my favorites. They're very, very inexpensive. Not only that, and also the glue I'm using is the clear duo glue. Not only are these lashes beautiful, but I find them to be one of the easiest eyelashes to apply. So I always tell my clients, or if we're doing like a makeup class, if you're looking to practice eyelashes, the type of eyelash you are using to practice makes a huge difference. This eyelash has a super thin band, makes it very, very flexible and makes it very easy to work with. I'm going to go back in with that bronzing powder we used earlier. I'm just going to very lightly bronze the face. I don't really need to go in too much because we did do the cream contouring, so you don't want to like overdo it. So I'm just going to very lightly go over those same areas. To actually deepen my contour, I'm going to go and use the same powder but in a color that's just a little bit darker. This one is the 362, whereas the one we've been using is the 360. For blush, I'm going to be using this beauty right here. I mean, this has got to be one of the most beautiful blushes I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's almost impossible to walk by this and not want to get it. So I was like really pleasantly surprised because not only is it super beautiful, but it's actually a really, really pretty blush. And now for highlight, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Chrome Highlighter. And this one is called Molten Peach, number 150. Oh, it's so pretty. I want to get that same highlighter, spritz it with my setting powder, with my setting spray, excuse me. And I'm going to dip into that, and I'm going to add this also as an inner corner highlight. Ooh, girl. Now I'm going to quickly just curl my lashes. I'm going to be using one of my favorite mascaras, which is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise in waterproof. I like the waterproof one better because I just feel like it makes my lashes curlier. Now, if you're using falsies, you don't have to use waterproof because they're already long and curled. But that's the one that I'm using for today. So lastly, we're going to do the lips. I'm going to first go in with a lip liner. This one is from MILANI Color Statement Lip Liner in number 4. For lipstick, I'm going to also be using a MILANI liquid lipstick. This is actually one of my favorite liquid lipsticks ever, and it's called Adorable number 10. Finally, to top that off, I'm going to be using this beautiful e.l.f. lip gloss, which I talked about on my Instagram the other day. It is like a plumping lip gloss, so it does give you like that tingly feeling. Alrighty, and to finally finish off the look, I'm going to go in with the MILANI setting spray. I love this stuff. It smells so good. Alrighty guys, so this is the final look. This is our full glam look using all drugstore inexpensive makeup and brushes. What do you guys think? I absolutely love it. I'm so happy with the results. I love all of the products that we use. I hope that you guys really enjoyed the video as well. If you decide to like purchase anything or try to like recreate this look because of this video, I would love to know. So please let me know in the comment section below. Also, again, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. So yeah, guys, this is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. My back is killing me. It's killing me, and I'm feeling me. Short